Today, we talk about
Saw that. Oh, yeah. It is time for the
Water balls! Hey, yo, these are sick, what? So I just wore these all day to work, and they held up pretty good. Got that bopping Nike ear, what it do? Yeah, man, these are slick, fairly comfortable. Not the most comfortable shoe I've worn, but as far as like an all-day wear, very tolerable. Love the details. Already did the whole unboxing in comparison to the white cement 4s, but yeah, man, these are just too classics, son. But yeah, man, the details on these are crazy. The mesh panels, everything, just love it. But today, let's get into the history. Let's get it.
So the Jordan 4 was the second Jordan Tinker Hatfield had designed after the Jordan 3, and it came out in 1989. This was the first global release for a Jordan model. Now, one interesting first for this model was if you look here closely at this overmolded mesh, it was the first in the line that had the overmolded mesh, and the reason for this is the thought was possibly that consumers would think this was cheaply made, so what Tinker did was actually dip the mesh in a soft plastic and blew air through it to clear out the plastic in between, leading to I guess what is more of a luxe type of look, but I mean, I don't even know if that's totally real.
Regardless, it is what it is.
The other interesting evolution in this model was these two interesting lace lock type tings, and the quote is that Jordan was able to lace his shoes in 18 different ways, but I feel like with the mathematical principle of permutations and combinations, I feel like it's a lot more, but what do I know? Now, one key factor I forgot to mention in my comparison of the white cements with this specific colorway of the black cements is the fact that, as you can see, this has a very different material than the white cements, which was a leather upper, and this is more what's called durabuck, which was the first time we saw this on a Jordan model. And I'm still having a hard time deciding if this is just dust gathering on this or if the material is just lending itself to this. But it is, or what it is. The idea was Tinker wanted to get away from more of a luxe look with the Jordan 3 and in favor for the Jordan 4 go with more of a performance first model, which makes sense given that Jordan had his highest performing statistical career in these shoes right here. Now, as far as the Durabuck goes, it was a synthetic performance fabric on the black cement gray colorway, aka the black cements as we now know them, aka breads as Nike is starting to dub these. Very aesthetically similar to nubuck leather, but Durabuck was lighter and more durable. Am I right? And that may be one of the key factors as to why Jordan performed so well in these sneakers. Jordan averaged 32.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists a game, his best statistical season by far. In the best of 5 first-round series against Cleveland that year, the Cavs were up 1 and the Bulls had the last possession. Jordan somehow broke free and did an insane double pump in the air, legit flying, letting the defender fly by while he hit the game winner and what we now know as the shot. And this to me, honestly, is way more of a favorite memory for me of Jordan as opposed to the last shot, aka the shot he hit over Utah in game 6 of the finals, his last game with the Bulls. Arguably an even more iconic moment for Jordan. But to be honest with you, I really prefer the shot. Cleveland triggered. And the reason for that is just look at his elation after he hits the shot. The announcer's reaction when he hits the shot.
The Bulls win!
This was more of an underdog story. This was not an expectation the same way the dynastic Bulls and Michael Jordan was in 98 compared to, in 89. So, that was the magical moment for me. And hearing the announcers going crazy, seeing Jordan just fist pumping and just like, just the pure joy. That to me is a way more iconic memory for me of seeing Jordan. And I wasn't around to see the game at the time or recall the game, but seeing the commercials and seeing the images for the first time, seeing the replay for the first time, and I was just like, man, that is a powerful moment right there. Spike Lee started his epic ad campaign with Jordan with the Jordan 3, but Lee reprised his character for the Jordan 4 marketing campaign as well. Blackmon's message:
this is something you can buy. This is something you cannot do.
AKA flight. Spike even featured the shoe in his movie Do the Right Thing, and that really catapulted the Jordan 4 into pop culture.
Yo!
Renowned world-known sneakerhead DJ Clark Kent has been quoted as saying that if it wasn't for that moment in movies, sneaker culture would not be pop culture the way it is today. And it kind of showed in the future because the Jordan 4 was the first Jordan model to lend itself to an outside collaboration. Namely with Undefeated in 2005 when they used the inspiration of a flight jacket to create the Undefeated 4s, the now iconic combat looking pair, only 72 pairs made, insane resale prices now. Along the same lines, right after that, we saw the Eminem 4s, and man, the rest is history, man. That Jordan 4 model has been super, super, super iconic. And personally, this is just one of my all-time favorite Jordan models. I've said this in numerous videos, but to me, this may be the best looking Jordan model ever made. Simply because every time I look at it, I get the vibe that it's a timeless shoe. Like it to me looks like it came out this year or any year that it returns. Like it looks like a very futuristic shoe to me, especially with the wings. You see a lot of people exposing the wings, especially this year with the return of it in the with the Nike Air on the Bot. You know, just an all-time classic, baby. There's just so much to say about the shoe, and I'm just so glad Nike brought it back in as close to OG form as possible. The other little factoid here, which I referenced earlier, this Air Jordan was written upside down because Jordan supposedly liked to wear his tongues this way so that it could be, or hang his tongues low so that you could actually see the Air Jordan right side up. So that was cool. That was cool. But here's the OG logo right here, the Flight. This was the first time we saw this Flight logo come on with a Jordan model. And yeah, man, this is just history right here. History. And with that said, we'll see you on the next one. We out. Peace.